So glad to be with you here on a Tuesday morning. I'm Marlin Bohling with you, your tour guide to the ag commodities. Well, it's been an adventurous start here in the ag trade so far today. Let's take a look at what's going on in the grains. We'll take a look at corn first. Our quotes are provided by Bar Chart, and here we go. On the July contract on the corn, we are still down with double-digit losses here this morning. July corn going backwards by 10 3/4 cents. We're at 5.85 3/4. And now you have December down 9.5 at 5.20 1/4. In the soybean trade this morning, we have July down 17 3/4 at 14.16. Believe it or not, it got all the way down to 14.10 1/2 here about a half an hour ago, and then it bounced a little bit off of that, but wow, still down 17 cents and more. November soybeans down 14 3/4 at 12.57 3/4. And then you get to the wheat, and in Chicago, July is sagging by 11 1/4 cents right now. We're at 6.42 3/4. It had been 7 cents lower than that at one point. So we obviously were down as much as 18 cents at one part this morning. On the Kansas City wheat, the hard red wheat, July is really trying to hang in there. We're at 8.43. Currently, we're down a penny and a quarter. We had a low of 8.32 1/4, and then it bounced off of that by a dime already. So interesting resilience being shown by Kansas City wheat here this morning. And in Minneapolis, July wheat there 1 3/4 higher at 8.45 1/2. They're getting a boost from the lack of planting progress there in spring wheat territory. And also on the cotton market this morning, we have July now on the top line. It's down 206 points at 81.24. And December down 169 points at 81.31 per pound. Well, it's time to go to the phone here and put a smile on our face. Let's bring in Ben Hushon. He's with The Mill. He's based in Whitehall, Maryland, one of the luminaries of the ag industry here in the 21st century. Ben, how are you doing today?
Good morning, Marlin. I thought you had to be introducing someone else there. I was going to wait my turn. It's been, let's see, this time last week when we talked, everything was wet. We had finally gotten that first rain, significant rain, in probably a couple months. And to be honest with you, farmers lost the whole week in the field, and I think they were okay with that because of how bad we needed the rain. But folks really didn't get back in the field until Friday, and even then it was a little bit iffy in many areas.
So it looks like you have some rain hanging around in the area right now, according to Tim Ross's radar that we have. Are you managing to dodge the raindrops or not today?
So far we have, and the local forecast said that, we might get a little mist out of it. We don't have any sunshine, but probably the biggest thing that's changed for us, Marlin, is all of last week. And for the viewers, I sent in some pictures taken this morning, but pretty much all of last week, we every morning started with a 4. It was 41, 42, 40 pretty much all week long. And we're going to have that again, I believe, tomorrow. But the corn that did get up just sat there in various shades of anything but dark green. And we talked a little bit about that last week, but even the warm weekend, we got up into some 70s over the weekend during the day, has started to turn some of that around, but lots of insects chewing and lots of concern about why, how much yield am I losing by this corn being stalled? And again, it's growing degree unit and just sunshine. The combination of the two are what it takes to certainly make corn and beans grow. But I can tell you, the beans that are up look good, but they definitely, when they're growing this slowly, corn and beans, it doesn't take a whole lot of too many insects to start chewing that to have a significant impact.
Yeah, it was fascinating to see that your soybeans in the photos were about as big as the corn was. So it seems like they got in there roughly about the same time to get that crop put in this year. Well, we'll be thinking about you and everybody in that neighborhood there. And Ben, thanks for the update. Hope the weather holds out and gets the crop off to a good start, or crops off to a good start. And we'll talk with you next week at the same time. That's Ben Hushon of The Mill. He's based in Whitehall, Maryland. not too far from the Chesapeake Bay there. We'll take a break right here, and then we'll take a look at our livestock trade next.